All right, good morning, everybody. This is Henry Kramer, 605 Chaser. Welcome to the show. We've got a lot to get to. Let's go ahead and get right to it. We've got morning convection going on up in areas of North Dakota. Now, there is a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and this could hinder some of the later development. There's still plenty of instability that is capable. There's plenty of CAPE. That is the convective energy. So all modes of severe weather are possible today. Let me go ahead and break it down here for you. I appreciate you joining. So what we're going to do is give you the timing. When's it going to possibly hit South Dakota? When is it going to impact areas of North Dakota? And how big is this going to be? We're waiting right now for the latest information from the Storm Prediction Center as far as graphics go. But let me show you what they have from this morning's update, early time morning, and we'll break it down from there. This is the main threat here. This is an enhanced risk that would be including areas of Bismarck, Jamestown, Carrington, North Dakota, and then that enhanced risk is a 3 out of 5. So on a scale, if you look at 3 out of 5, that certainly is pretty significant. Also, we got Aberdeen. You're in the slight risk. This yellow zone, that is in the slight risk. Western portions of Montana, or I'm sorry, eastern portions of Montana, we have that slight risk as well for severe weather. Let me take a look and see if there's any updates that we have with respect to. Nope, Storm Prediction Center has not come out with that. They'll probably come through within the next 15 minutes here. We'll be able to hopefully get that latest update of what their projection is. The main threat that we have, one of the main threats, there's multiple modes of severe weather expected, but one of the threats for today is this 5% risk for tornadoes. This is from Newtown, Minot, Dickinson, Bismarck, Jamestown, Carrington, North Dakota. That's a 5% risk. And then we do have the 2% risk that is further to the south. That would be including Aberdeen, Miller, Clark, and again, those areas, we don't suspect that to really uh, be an impact until way late in the evening, overnight hours. Okay. And I'll get to tomorrow's threat as well, but stick around with us, like, subscribe, make sure that you're hitting the bell notifications so that way you know when we do go live. We'll likely be live tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to go into storm chase mode within some area of South Dakota. We're definitely not going to go chase this little ditty in North Dakota, and the reason for that is very concerning of a derecho event to impact that area. Uh, and again, it all depends on the timing. But what is the other threat for today? Based on the latest information that we have, again, this was updated at 12:59 this morning. So again, we are waiting for that update to come through within the next 10 to 15 minutes here. The significant hatched area, that is for wind. So pretty much the whole entire state of North Dakota, the northern half of South Dakota, and northwestern portions of Minnesota. And obviously you can see some convection happening there. But again, if that convection gets going, we could have earlier modes or we could end up having later modes. Hey, Tufts Weather, thanks so much for joining. Appreciate you. Let's jump to the weather models here in just a minute, so I appreciate you staying with us. Another big risk is we're talking 2+ inch hail. I would not be a bit surprised to see some hen egg sized hail in these puppies. Williston, Minot, Newtown, Dickinson, Bismarck all have that potential for significant hail, big boy hail. Marty, do you think a moderate is possible? I certainly think that is not completely out of the question. I think also what we need to be mindful of for that moderate risk to happen is this morning convection. That could put a damper on things, and we'll have to see how they play that out. We'll see in about another 10 minutes when they give the update. But if they do anything of an update to a moderate, it would be my best guess would be the 11:30 update, or if things really get dampered this morning with the morning convection, a moderate risk could be introduced for areas of North Dakota, which would be a 4 out of 5 with the 3:30 p.m. update or the 3 o'clock update from the SPC. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Main thing is we definitely want to be mindful of this. It was enhanced, then yeah, I remember that, Marty. That's June 20th. June 20th. That was quite a crazy, crazy time. Let's go ahead and get to the weather models, show you that information here, and break it all down for you here. All right, so this is the latest from the Rufus model. This was updated at 9Z. Oh, Tufts Weather putting in his 2 cents. I appreciate it very much. We'll see what happens. Guess the main thing is just stay weather aware. This was updated at 9Z. In other words, 4 a.m. Let's take a look here. Northwestern portions of North Dakota. This is where the main threat could be. I'm going to show you another weather model. Don't have any soundings here, but take a look at this. This Rufus model shows northwestern North Dakota around 21Z, so that would end up putting it at, get my math right, 5 p.m. Yes, 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time, so 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we got 6. I apologize, my math was not correct. 21Z is 4 p.m. So there's 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Look at how it turns into, like I said, kind of a derecho event right here. This is around 8 p.m. This is all Central Time Zone. Okay, and that's all the further that this particular weather model goes out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the roof or the HRRR, kind of show you the significant tornado parameters. This was updated at 11Z, so this is a little bit more updated, but again, the weather models, they don't all agree all the time. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Significant tornado parameters, we'll look at that. Back this up here. HRRR is kind of having a little bit of a struggle, but this puts it at 4 p.m. Got some numbers here, 3.5. Most models show a line of storms that they all mainly agree. Well, Tufts Weather, according to National Weather Service morning update from the Aberdeen and Bismarck office, not all of them agree, at least according to the discussion this morning. So this morning's discussion states that they don't all agree. We'll have to see what happens. Main thing is just stay careful. All right, so if I was going to chase today, which I'm not, where would I go? If we're basing it off of the weather model, the HRRR weather model, Oakdale, North Dakota, so south of Watford City, southeast of Watford City would be my pick for today. That would be where I could position myself. Again, that is based on the weather model, the HRRR weather model, and we'll see how this plays out, but that would be around 4 p.m. That's where I would position myself. Going to have a really short window for tornadoes, in my opinion. It's going to be, I mean, short window for tornadoes to be able to safely see them. Because this is going to turn into a big line of storms and become MCS, outflow bound mess. You can certainly see it. I mean, the best way that I could do this is kind of show you right here. This is where all that wall of wind is expected to move through and start making its way south and southeastward if these models hold true. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the NAM weather model, okay, and show you what is possible for the timing on this as well. See again, 16Z for today up in North Dakota. This puts it a little bit sooner. Whoops. And see how this has it super late. Really discrete supercells. So if the NAM holds true, the tornado threat could be even greater in these areas if these stay discrete supercells. Yeah, the NAM 3K, Marty, I think that for tomorrow, it's going to be really tricky to see how all of this plays out. Storm mode, evolution, timing, as y'all know, anybody that's watching the weather and really closely, everything is all about timing. So as we go into tomorrow, you guys want to know about tomorrow, 3 p.m. according to the NAM 3K, we could have those risks of tornadoes, but again, this is more of a line of storms. Look at it bow out over by Fargo by 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Bows out. The NAM 3K even puts this into areas of Grand Forks as well as Granite Falls. All of these areas here going to be crazy. Let me go ahead and show you this on Radar Omega. That way you can see your specific city. It's a little bit easier to see. So let me kind of play this out on this weather model here. Shut off these here. Appreciate you joining, and make sure that you like and subscribe and share the live. All right, let's go ahead and see how this plays out. Still waiting for the SPC to update their latest information here. So that's why I keep going back and forth, and I apologize that I'm kind of all over the place. Yeah, they have not pushed it out yet, so they're probably waiting to discuss a little bit further of how this little fun ditty here over by Glendive, Montana is going to do some crazy stuff. All right, so look at this. NAM 3K. This was updated at 6Z. This is a look at 8 p.m. So that's the reason it's a little tricky to see how this plays out because NAM 3K was updated at 1 o'clock this morning, whereas the HER model was updated more recently. So it's a little tricky when we do these lives this early in the morning, but we wanted to give you the best information we possibly can. Update at 9 a.m. Yeah, Eastern time, correct. I use the weather.im. Well, let me put that in here. So I'm going to pin that message up here. So weather dot im /IEM bot /. So that gives you, if you guys want to click on that link, I promise you it's a safe link. It is a public domain that you can take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. Well, this will have all the available chat rooms. It's IEM Bot Anonymous Monitor. Monitors everything, gives you from the resource or just straight from the main source. National Weather Service, Storm Prediction Center. Uh, the, there we go.
Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Let's take a look at a live radar here. But we do need to get to focus on South Dakota here as well and see how this is going to play out. So these storms are continuing to brew. We'll have to see how that goes. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to pin the wrong thing. There we go. Now we got it pinned. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. I do see that these have quarter size hail already developing a line there. Let's go and get the scenario for South Dakota for tomorrow. That's what you guys want to know, right? Who wants to know about the fun for South Dakota? I know Reed uses RAP weather model a lot for the Northern Plains. So let's take a look at the RAP. I promise I'm not going to rap. All right. I'm not digging that. All right. All I could do is give you best case scenario or the best information that I have available here. Still waiting for. Yeah, I don't like the RAP model either.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
All right, we got severe thunderstorm warning over in areas of Montana continuing. Okay, let's see how this is going to play out. If this plays out, then these areas of Mobridge, Eureka, Bowdle, that would be 8 p.m. And then by the time 10 p.m. comes along, Aberdeen, Miller, this would be some significant hail, some possibility of some flooding. Let's take a look at that flooding risk too. Main area of concern would be up in North Dakota. It's got a marginal risk for excessive rainfall outlook. Tomorrow, the marginal gets expanded a little bit further in this green. If we follow the NAM, this makes it look like it's going to be not much. The M3K showed these early morning cells yesterday. Well, that's good to know. Thanks, man. I'm really quite concerned based on this. Clear Lake, these areas, we could have some embedded supercells here right in that area. Timing on this would end up being around 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So this particular weather model is kind of showing that it's going to kind of die out tonight, but I would not let your guard down tonight. If these go long track, it could be quite different. But look at this. If you live in areas of Minnesota, if we follow this weather model, this whole thing is going to be a big old 80 plus mile an hour winds right here. We're going to have this pushing. This front is going to be pushing that through big time for your late tomorrow time frame. So if you live in like the Twin Cities area, so Fargo around 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and then eventually impacting about midnight. This will be tomorrow into your Saturday. Let me get Iowa in here. I got some Iowa folks here as well. And then it just kind of meanders out. So the weekend's going to be a little bit on the rainy side and stormy side. Still no update. Come on, guys. We got a new forecast discussion from the Aberdeen office. Flood advisory canceled for Dickey and LaMoure County in North Dakota. Again, folks, this is all from that IEM bot. It all came out just moments ago. Yeah, if this comes true, it's definitely going to be insane. This is part of the reason that I decided not to do the chase with everybody. Too risky, in my opinion. Let's go back to this one here. Kind of like the Rufus here. Brandon Kopic likes the Rufus. Let's take a look at the NSSL, the MPass. He also likes that sometimes. So if we take a look at the Rufus model, this is a look at 1 p.m. up in North Dakota. Look at this. Rufus really showing up. 7 p.m. tonight. If we look at this weather model, the main thing that I'm trying to show you guys, I'm not trying to get you guys all confused. I'm just trying to give you every single possible scenario that I can. The main up looks like we may have a new update here. Hold on one second. Nope, not yet. Been coming out later and later. But again, this is NSSL MPass. We don't have soundings on this. But again, this would be 7 p.m. tonight. This would be 8 p.m., 9, 10. By the time it gets to Sioux Falls, this particular scenario shows that it's going to die out. But then we do have it ramp back up early morning hours, about 4 o'clock in the morning, into central part of South Dakota over by that Highway 14. If this plays out, this could be a chase-worthy area. And then areas of southwest Minnesota. This would be 7 o'clock in the morning on the 8th. Yeah, the Rufus, I call the Rufus, so it's RRFS model. That's one weather model that I like to use as well. But take a look at that. It's still, they're kind of lining up a little bit between the NSSL MPass model. And then this is the, again, this is the NAM 3K. This one you definitely could tell it's having a bit of a struggle. You go back to the HER model. Yeah, yeah, that is completely possible. Tufts of weather, I appreciate you. All right, this just went through an update at 7 a.m., so that's not all the way out yet. Let's go ahead and take a look back at, there it is. It was just updated 3 minutes ago. And of course I can't get to it, so I'm going to try and use my other little handy dandy graphic here. All right, this was updated at 7:50, so a few minutes ago. Told you guys it was going to take a little while. They sometimes take a while. So we do have this enhanced risk, the whole entire state of, pretty much the whole entire state of North Dakota. And let's see what they did. They really didn't change much. North Dakota, 5%, 5 to 9% tornado risk. Whoops, hang on a second. That was updated at 12:59. So let's see what's going on here. Did they not update all the graphics? They might be. See, that's the thing. This comes through extremely live. So 1 second here. They did not update the tornado risk. So here's the 3 out of 5. They read graphic here a little bit. And also, as you can see, this is for Friday. Look at that. We got tornado risk there for Friday for Devil's Lake as well as areas of South Dakota. We'll have to keep an eye on that. You see, there we go. 750. There, it's finally updated. All right, so this was updated at 750. Williston, Dickinson, Bismarck, Minot, Jamestown. Let me see what they updated to because Radar Omega is a little bit slower on things. So it looks like they pushed this further. They've expanded the tornado risk. So it now includes Dickinson. Let me show you on Radar Omega because they haven't updated that yet. Look at this. That's where it was. Okay. And this is where it is now. So it definitely has gotten expanded. So that's concerning to say the least. The severe wind threat is also expanded. Devil's Lake, Jamestown, Bismarck, that's for today. Oh, hang on a second. Let's verify this got updated. Graphics are taking a little bit longer. Well, that has not been updated, so we'll have to see what happens here. There's the probabilistic wind graphic. Here we go. 750. All right, summary. Let's go ahead and scattered severe thunderstorms are expected later today into tonight across the northern plains. The most likely corridor is centered on North Dakota, where a few tornadoes, very large hail, and significant severe gusts are possible. Marty, I don't think they're going to add a 10% risk for tornadoes. No, I don't believe so. I think the wind threat's going to mainly be the event. Northern Plains elevated thunderstorms are ongoing across northeastern Montana this morning, supported by warm air advection throughout the northwestern periphery. Let's summarize here. I want to see what they think. Given the extreme buoyancy and moderate westerly flow aloft, there is some potential for development of a robust rear inflow jet and resulting MCS that could be qualified as a derecho. Here we go. That's what I was talking about. This is why I was concerned of doing the chase with passengers because that derecho. However, confidence in the development of derecho is too low to increase wind probabilities with this outlook. Regardless, significant wind gusts appear possible, particularly if the previously mentioned warm front like feature develops and acts as a favored corridor for MCS propagation. Low-level southeasterly flow is also expected to be strong enough for some potential for line-embedded tornadoes. So that is another concern. Line-embedded tornadoes, what does that mean? So it builds a line of storms, and those tornadoes are embedded in there where it is very difficult and dangerous, in my opinion, to chase those unless you have a number of years of experience. I have a number of years of experience, but again, it is not my cup of tea. If I had a couple of days off from work, I would definitely chase this. But unfortunately, I got to work today and I got to work early, 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So I'm not a fan of racing through the storms and come back down and be tired as you know what. I want to make sure that I can still function at my job. Don't need to be losing my pay. All right, so let's take a look here and see again, folks in areas of South Dakota, I would be concerned overnight. If you're in South Dakota, northern portions of South Dakota, right here, let me kind of circle it for you. Basically, this area here would be very concerning as it gets late into the evening, overnight tonight, if these things hold together, which I don't see how it would not. So I wish I could have stayed on here a little bit longer, but it's 8 o'clock. I do have to get going, get ready for work. I am going to have a really difficult time working today, in my opinion, because I'm going to be wanting to keep track of the weather and keep you all updated. So if anybody wants to ever be a moderator on here, or not a moderator, but somebody that wants to handle um, some of the social media stuff for me when I'm not working, that would be great. Obviously, you have to have some education with regards to severe weather tracking, radar interpretation, model interpretation, all of that. All right, Tufts Weather, take it easy. Marty, take it easy. Anybody else that has not chatted in here, take it easy. Please, if you're in North Dakota today and tomorrow and South Dakota tomorrow, stay weather aware. This is the tornado risk for tomorrow as of right now. Grand Forks, Fargo, all the way down to Aberdeen, Clark, Clear Lake, the Smet area, Mitchell, 2% outlook for tornadoes. I think this is probably going to be more of a MCS there as well. So stay tuned. We'll get more of this information updated. Late tonight, I'll probably be doing some storm tracking since I have tomorrow off.